Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Okay, so this here is our final. It was supposed to be our final stages of this vehicle, right? So this is the white IS, and I've done a picture-in-picture on it earlier because it was still in bodywork or in the previous video. So picture-in-picture on it again. This is how the car looked before, and we've been busy with tons of metal work on the car, tons of weld repairs, structural repairs, floor repairs, backboard repairs, backboard replacements actually. The towers were up to crap. Then we finally got our metalwork sorted out. Look, we do have some flashing on here now at this point because we started prepping up for our first stage of primer, but then we said before we do our last phase of primer, let's just get the car onto the chassis machine quickly and just sign it off on the chassis machine. And a balls up. So I'm looking at Atul here now because it's actually a balls up. But what we're going to do is, what I'm going to show you now is quickly how manipulating it is to actually work, how manipulating body work actually is.
Yes.
Right? Body working actually is. So we've got the car, we've got fenders on the car, we've got doors on the car, with the front valence. This is just a mock-up valence for the vehicle, right? This is actually the car's original valence that was under the spoiler, of which we're going to change. So I'm not too worried about the flash rusting and all of it on here at this point in time, but it's just a mock-up valence so we can make sure that everything is lined up and straight. We have tested out with the headlights with the grills and so on like that. I've put the kit semi on the car, and we'll do a final test semi, but that will be on primer, right? Okay. Because we've also got, especially now with summer coming in, or with summer in, the humidity is working against us. So flash rusting, we're working basically over things because of flash rusting, and also with us touching on the metal itself. But we're gonna spend a couple of days basically just preparing the metal now for
up the metal with
first stage of primer, right? Okay, so back to this now. We've got doors on there, we've got a boot lid on, we've got doors on, we've got the fenders on, we've got the bonnet, and we've got the front valence on. We have put the window on, we've tested with the window on, right? With the front and the windscreens on. We haven't put the side windows in, we put back windows in. But the back windows, we've actually got quite a bit of tolerance on the back window. So we've put it in, but that clears out. The back actually clears out on this car. The front window actually clears out. Let's go through the gaps quickly. Don't worry about this here. This here, I think this here was actually us that.
They're still busy with
but this was us that actually. Yeah. But don't worry about that. Look at the gaps. We've got decent gaps coming into the car here. We still need to do final alignment on that. On the right hand side, on the driver's side of the car, we still need to do final alignment, but we've got decent gaps on the car, right? When we started putting the car together, we actually had a gap basically on this back door here, right? So this guy had a cut and joint before.
Yes. Yeah.
This car was cut and joint before, and there is
major work done on this
on the back right.
Panel. Yeah.
So, and then we had an issue on the A pillar.
Was also cut.
Right. So this pillar, in my previous video, I actually I didn't show the gap. I spoke about
it. It was double the gap.
Right. No. It was all the way down. Remember?
Oh.
This one was all the way down.
Yes. Okay.
Right. We actually had to lift the pillar up again. We actually had to pull on this car. Remember?
Actually, this thing was up.
No, it was down.
Bring it down. Okay.
Anyway,
but
it was down. The gap was down here. So we had to push on this car. Right. So anyway, sorting the gaps out, we said, okay, fine. We got a slight gap here, but it's doable. The gap is still a bit big, but it's doable, right?
Even here, all the gaps look almost.
Right. We need to final gap it, but they're doable. So the car looks fairly straight. So you're busy with body work, and we say, okay, fine. Listen, the car is straight. Let's get it ready for primer. I'm gonna show you something here today. So, going through our final
Let me just put the stain on it.
Yeah, I got it here. Going through our final basic measurements on the car. So this is just the makeup stand on it. So our final basic measurements. Okay, let's get our stick, our ruler out, the ruler out. So we've got our final measurements, or we're busy with final measurements on the car, right? So we're basically making sure that the car is square, if we can call it that.
This is just not a factory measurement. We're just doing comparative measurements, right? Just to see whether the car is, like how we always do the pre-check. We just do a comparative measure to see how the car is.
If the car is square or something like that.
Exactly.
So we're using guide holes, right? So this is the shock tower holes here.
The exact symmetry
on your shock mount. So I'm coming into this hole here. We're using
the fender bolt here.
Right. I'm locked in here.
Right.
Okay. Lucian, just show that we're locked in on that side there.
Yeah. It's on the bolt here.
Right. So we've got a measurement on here, right? We've locked in here. This here also measures up to the other E30s.
I'm just doing comparative measurements.
So this is comparative.
I'm not using the factory measurements. This is just a quick measurement to show where the car is out.
Okay.
Then we do the final.
Then we compare comparison.
The charts. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
I'm going to take it
so
out.
We've got to
do the left-hand side.
So what I'm going to do is now we're going to move that side over to the left-hand side shock tower, and then I'm going to bring this side over to the same position, but obviously on the opposite side. Yeah. Okay, I'm on here.
Way out.
Okay, wait, hold on, let me just come back on here.
Just in the middle, right?
Okay, sure. I'm close.
Right, close, that's fine. No, but just to show
how far.
So we're using the same hole. If you point it to your hole there, I'll point to my hole.
Yeah, I'm holding.
Just hold it to one end there, and then.
Okay, so yeah.
So no. I'm talking on the shock tower.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
that's the hole that we measured it, which was right there.
Right.
And if you look at my distance,
that's how far the shock tower is out.
And yet, the body showed
that the guy
on the outer side that all the panels were straight.
So, Lucian, did you get that properly on video? So, look, the guys is rough now, right? So we still busy grinding up. We're still neatening up. We're gonna get it basically into sealer. Don't worry about that. But our major issue is the structural. Never mind the integrity of the vehicle anymore.
Exactly.
The structure of the vehicles are yes, guys. No man. Okay, so I'd love to do a video, and we find the problem, and we have a solution there and there.
Exactly.
Of the vehicle, right? But this is almost it's freaking hard. So what we're gonna have to do now is we're gonna have to see. Are we able? I don't think we're able to pull this car.
Okay, everything is solid there. If you pull, then obviously the adjacent side obviously is going to move. If you have to move that much out, imagine now we've had the lines all straight here. How much is because everything is going to move because this is welded to the inner structure here.
Yeah.
So the only way is to probably pull, see what we get. If we don't succeed in that, we have to go to stage number 2, which means removing this, jigging it up to the correct position, and then re-welding it, and that'll sort the whole thing out properly. This is just something that happens that people are get fooled by thinking they everything lines up on the outside.
No, so this is what happens when the car is manipulated. So for example, if you've got a gap on the fender, right, and people don't sort the source of the issue
out.
Yes. They fix the problem, but they're not fixing the source up.
Yes.
You understand? So the problem, you're fixing up the gap here, but maybe the gap is coming from the back left, for example.
Yeah.
Right? And people are just fixing up and getting that sorted out. That's where the issue comes in now. So throughout the Zolka, so guys, bottom line is this, yeah. It comes down to 2 things that I'm going to say, right? One is when repairs are getting done on a vehicle, there's only one way to get it done. If you're going to cut the corner here, it's going to affect somewhere else. And this is what I was saying on the previous car. That's why it took us so long to get. It took us about 3 weeks to get that car. Basically, it's just 1/4 section. That can be done in 2 days.
Yeah.
Some people can do it in 2 days.
Yeah.
But it took us 3 weeks to do it. Same thing with this car here. So where we went wrong here is that, and mind you that I've had this car measured before. I'm not going to mention names. I'm not going to say who it was done by. Yes. But I've had this car measured before. So unfortunately, do not take
granted that these things are straight
and take their word to say yes, it's measured and finished and clear. By right, you should be able to say, listen, I've sent it to a professional. They measured it out. They told me I'm square.
Yeah.
But it's not actually square. It depends on how they measured, where they measured, and so on like that. So solution to this guy here, I think we're gonna have to do a cut.
No, we always start with the easier method of repairs. I mean, why go into the hard way? We try the first way, and then if it doesn't, we don't succeed. We obviously got to get the car right. Everything needs, because then we'll have to go in, remove this.
I understand what you're
reposition.
saying. Understand, start with basics and move, but
Yeah.
not with that gap.
No, it's a huge gap. You know, a few millimeters we tend to pull, we get it in position, and then everything lines up. But this is too much.
The good thing is that the car is locked up now.
Yeah, exactly. As we always do with the jigs, and we can fix the shock tower. I mean, that's definitely we will fix it. We just wanted to see
How far?
the method of the procedure of it's like you're going to a surgeon and he always is looking at the easier at the best solution to fix you up, you know what I mean, to do a surgery or whatever. Sometimes he goes through certain ways. He say, okay, we're gonna do this way, or we're gonna do it the other way, and see which is the best solution. That's what we spend time in trying to
I'm just
resolve it.
a little bit put off because we actually got to a point where we good with this guy and we're actually ready for our
Yes,
body prep.
but in saying so, it comes down to what you always say. You want to do it right, you check it and you check it again, and then until the final stages come.
Unfortunate, but the good thing about doing what we're doing now, right?
Yes.
Is that we're fixing up the issues rather on metal
Yes.
than having the car
And it's
painted,
hidden.
and we start assembling the vehicle.
Yes.
And then we find all the issues and we add it on the white car. Remember, guys, I'm gonna be honest to you about the white the Conquest car,
The Concourse car, yes.
right? And Atul knows about this because he
The last minutes we were
the last
doing-
4 times you pulled straight. Remember?
Yes. Yeah.
So and that car was pulled straight before. Again, we've paid for it,
Yeah.
clocked out, signed off. I've even got the report for it that the guy signed off in straight, but the car was still skew. We still had issues, and it took us. I think we lost 4 weeks.
Yeah.
4 weeks on that car.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why we ran late on Concourse as well. So, look, I'm happy in the sense that we found it now.
Mhm.
What I am disappointed about is that we should have been at a certain point with this car. This car was actually supposed to be in bodywork,
For
in
paint
bodywork
shop's side, yeah.
now already, you understand? And we ran late with our side as well, but this is a further delay on it. The good thing for the customer is that it's getting done properly.
Exactly. The main thing is getting done properly. It's not hidden away where the car is assembled, the customer is taking it away, then he finds he has issue with alignment and all kind of issues with suspension problems and stuff like that. Because that's basically taking care of your
Yeah, that would have been a
your
huge suspension issue.
That's where what I'm trying to say is that the car looks all good and wet, and then customers don't notice it, but over a period of time, the car isn't right on the suspension.
And we're gonna have to manipulate later,
Yes.
somehow, somewhere.
Exactly.
So the nice thing is, okay, so the car is locked down now, right?
Yeah.
So we locked at the back, we locked in front, we locked again where I showed you guys last time.
You just got to put clamps on the side, stiffen the whole thing up properly on the center points,
Yeah.
and then we can basically go ahead and then remove this, put the shock tower jig on, put it in position, and voila. Again, and make sure everything is lined up properly.
Okay, so the one good thing, okay, so I think the process from here is let's prep this body up because we're battling with flash rust.
Mhm.
Right, and I think let's
do a prep just to seal off
just to seal the car off completely. We leave this section here.
Yeah.
So if we need to work on, so remember the undercarriage is bare as well.
Yes.
So I think maybe I know it's a mission to get the car on and off.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, he knows very well.
Yeah, I'm doing it all the time.
Yes. It's frustrating. It's good, but it's
But
frustrating.
you know what? I really admire the way you handle these things. You don't take it for granted, and you said, no, we're not going to. We're going to stop, and we're going to get the thing right, and we're going to continue. If we find a problem, we're going back to it, and we're going to fix it.
Yeah,
That's what you always do.
You know, from a business point, it's very hard. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't understand but your side of the offer side, the calculations become out of sync.
Look, it's fine. We know what the solution is. It's just I'm trying to comprehend it. That's what it is. Okay, so guys, bottom line is let's just go back to this here again, right? So you got your car, you're doing repairs on your car. The purpose of those videos, especially these videos on the jig, is basically to educate and inform you, right? And we know we're gonna get copied. We know we're gonna get, but they can copy. People can copy also. It's fine because it's one thing to go buy a chassis straight, and it's another thing to know how to use it.
Yes.
Right, and even with our experience that we have now with fabrication, this experience is something else.
This is a whole different ball game, yeah.
Right, so Atul is, I'm gonna give you an age out.
No problem.
Atul is 58 years old. Right, so he's in the game for ages. We've got two I call them our madalas. Right?
Yeah, but they also got the same experience. Yeah.
Exactly. One is 64 years old.
Yes.
The other one is 62 years old. So these are I'm not dissing anybody now. I'm not dissing the new generation. Right? There is guys that know what they're doing, but this here comes with experience. This here comes with age. Doing certain things in a certain way. I've seen it in this industry. Yeah. So again, coming down to I just want to do a sunroof. That's a lot of customers came to me, and I'm fighting with a lot of customers because they asked me to put sunroofs on a car, on a non-sunroof car, and I don't want to do it. This is one of the reasons why. When the car comes in, it's a cut and join. It's a mission. It's not just a quick fix. That's why we've got the cabrio. Remember the front section?
Yes.
We've got one shadow line there with the back section there.
Yeah.
That's all waiting, not for fabrication. It's waiting in the queue, but it's waiting for this procedure here to get locked down, and then the 3-4 weeks on this guy here to get done, and then still carry on with the rest of the fabrication and metal work and so on like that. Bottom line is,
know what you're getting into when you buy these cars.
yeah. I said it on the last video, 1 out of 50 cars basically. That's what it is.
To remind him over and over, so it becomes that the customer knows when he goes out there, hey, you know what, I'm buying this car. Let me just rather do a quick check, get someone to do a quick check if something is out.
Okay, so Atul, let's go back onto that quickly, right? Exactly what you're saying there now. So just say a customer goes out and he wants to buy an E30 and the car is newly painted. Okay, firstly, if a car is newly painted, right? Go double check. I think that's your first red, not red flag, it's your first flag.
Yes.
Why was it painted? Right? Was it painted? Was it just faded that the guys painted the car? But people are going to tell you what they want you to hear.
100%, yeah.
So, but your first flag is the car is newly painted. Why is it painted? They know people are not going to be honest with you and say, listen, the car was in an accident. Some guys are honest and they say, listen, the car was in an accident, but they don't. The extent
it's 1 out of 10
damage,
people will tell you that, you know.
But the extent of the damage also, right? Some people underplay it quite a bit. Some people will be honest enough to say, listen, it was a bad, exactly. It was a bad smash. So the minute you see a car painted, right, get an expert to go out with you to do certain checks on the vehicle.
Yeah.
I've got so many customers out there that have bought cars. This is one of them. So many customers that have gone out and bought cars and they've bought the car knowing, okay, fine, there was a front smash or a ding or a welder or whatever it is. Going back to that, I had to cut the video because of space issues. Okay, so we're saying that if just say you're going out and you're seeing a car and you see you're excited, you want to go, you're purchasing your first E30 or an E30, and you see the car's newly painted. You need to ask the questions of why is the car painted, right? Why is it fading? Does the guy just want to freshen his car up? Or was it a repair? Maybe it was rust repair. When it's rust repairs, then you can't go and patch up and touch up paint on there, right? Especially on rust. So the guys normally opt for a repaint. Maybe they just want the color change. Find out what the reason is. But I'm saying to you is when you see new paint, just don't be put off on it, but start the search of where. Just start investigation of why was it repainted.
Can I just come in there, but listen. So the first thing to look at is gapping. I mean, if you see a smaller gap on that side, although it's even, it's a smaller gap and a bigger gap here. Yeah. So you see whether the gap around the doors, around the fenders and everything is even. You look from the side, see whether there's major waves and you know there's major body filler work done on it. Okay,
so I'm going to stop you in between there, right?
Yes,
just for the viewers. So I think 3 things. Start off with cars painted.
Yeah.
Right. Secondly, waves. Because waves will give out body filler.
Body filler work, yeah.
Right. So if you're looking on the car and you find waves, you know there's body filler on the car because that's preparation that's not done properly.
Exactly.
Right. The fourth thing is gapping. Third thing is gapping.
Gapping around the doors closing, not catching.
So gapping, for the viewers that don't know, gap is between your fender, your bonnet and fenders, both sides. Between your fenders and doors, between your doors, rear fenders, or your doors and rear doors. And on the boot line.
And around the door, the windscreen pillar, the door pillars, yeah. All that must be nice and even at least. Yeah.
Right. So the minute you see, remember, gapping on the front fender also might not be an issue. It just means that the fender is not lined up properly.
Yes. But nice even gap, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but sometimes the guys just dump it on and then they don't. Yes. They don't. I've seen it.
Exactly.
Where there's actually nothing wrong with the car. Yeah. It's just that they haven't lined the fender up.
Yeah.
So don't be too concerned with it, but that should be one of the flags.
Yes.
Right. Then if you do see those items, those telltale items, those telltale signs, take someone with you and start investigating in further. You're not going to go and pick up all the issues
straight away.
that we find on metal, right? We battle even on metal, not on
Yes.
metal, even on
On a car that is-
sandblasting. We still don't find it until we get sealers off and all of that crap.
when you
Because
come down to bare metal like this, then you see everything.
that exposes it. So you can't go and take every car down. But if you get someone out there, they should be able to say, listen, the chassis is out there, but
Yeah.
they've got more experience where they can see certain things that is not, it's not common
To a person
to the
in
general
street,
eye.
yeah. General public, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
not common. So they'll be able to tell you, guys, just do that. Then you know what you're buying, you know what you're getting yourself into. Because this year it's becoming an issue in South Africa, and it's like I'm saying to you, sometimes it's not even the seller. The seller might have had an issue with the car and he takes it to somebody and he pays somebody to have it done properly, and it just doesn't get done properly.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in his eye, he doesn't know what to look for. He thinks the guy is done properly. So you can't really blame. We can't blame people. It's just
If you buying, you're the buyer now. You got to make sure what you're buying is
100%.
what the value that you putting in it.
100%. Okay. So sorry, I had to check the phone. We're still on duty. Okay, guys, I think we can end this video. Shawan, if you're watching, shall I give your name out on?
You're putting all the customers out there.
No, but they don't know who exactly it is.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a call down, but you'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna phone you before the video or after the video. Guys, just be careful. Anyway, I hope this episode was educational. I hope you guys learned something from it. We're gonna be trying to do quite a few more
Educationally,
episodes, especially on the structural
Yes.
integrities of the vehicles. Look, I think it's a nice to know. Unfortunately, these things here, I've got to learn this here as well. This is not something that can be taught.
But you've got a team that you're learning every day with, and
Yeah.
it excels.
Yeah,
So you know exactly. You've come a long way. I mean, you know exactly what to look at, and so that's good.
But the scary part is having a lot of knowledge and still learning a lot more every day.
We all learn.
No. I'm saying we'll learn every
coming
day.
to a point where you.
Yes. But anyway, it's good. So let's do this here. Okay, guys, let's end this video. I hope this here was beneficial for you. I hope you learned something from it. Again, I know I don't get to responding to my comments. I will respond to you. But drop your comments. Let me know what you guys think. We will do an update on the video, an update on this car to say what solution we found as to repairing the issue. Okay, so we're gonna end it now. Again, you guys got any comments? Maybe you guys have, for those that's watching the video and you actually have some know-how on it, drop a comment. There is a couple of customers that contacted me. One guy said I haven't responded to a comment, and he actually contacted me, and I'm helping him. He's got a Bauer. Hey, that guy's rusted also badly, man.
Okay.
So it's not just fabrication on that car. That car actually needs. So I can't remember what the guy's name is, but to the viewer that's watching this here that I responded to, I've been chatting to you on WhatsApp, and you actually said that you're gonna come take a drive out. Your Bauer. Let me just touch on that quickly. Your Bauer actually has to go into the same process.
Same process. Just to come into this.
So he's got he's the Bauer of his, right? Yes. Like the same shuttle line that we got with the rust on the back.
The back section, yeah.
Back section.
Yeah.
So he's actually got rust on the seams, on the interior of the car, and on the arch. So on the inner arch. Right now, that's a bit of a tricky one because you've got rust on about 3 or 4
critical
panels.
places.
It's critical panels, and that's actually on the structure of the vehicle.
Yes.
So the minute you start cutting out on that, you're gonna have a bow. So I did speak to him about it. The guy is in Joburg North, and I explained to him. I told him, I said, first have the car measured out, but the measure out is basically just to give you an indication of where the car is firstly out, because the car was smashed before.
Okay.
So he's actually got a crumble zone on the. But it's a very funny spot. But it's a Bauer, remember, a cabriolet. So he's got a crumble zone on the. And I'm gonna take a short video. I'm just gonna picture the video on it, right? I hope you don't mind. On the just under the handbrake.
Yeah.
So it looks like the car was in the front smash.
Yeah.
Right, and it looked like the car bowed.
Okay, so there might be a deformation of the floorboard there, because obviously with the impact hitting here, the impact travels further.
Yeah,
It's just not in that area.
Yeah, that's what I told
another
him.
point that people need to be aware of. If the car is in a major smash here, it doesn't mean it's only in this area.
That's what I explained to him
It
about.
moves moves up the roof, moves because the forces move through the car.
And remember, that's a bower, right? So he's got the structure there of the roof there, but he's got no integrity of any of the sheets.
That's exactly what I was going to come to. The next point.
Yeah.
You see, with the cabriolets, you must remember the tendency for it to the stuff. It's weaker because it doesn't have a full structure, a roof structure to keep it. So it's a bit more weaker in terms of structurally. Although they have reinforced it much more than this car on the bottom.
No, they haven't. That's what I actually spoke to him about. Oh, yes. So if you guys look at the pillarless. Sorry guys, I know I was supposed to end the video, but I think this is actually beneficial too. It's good info. Just knowing about the car. So if you're interested about it, this is actually some good info that we're finding out now. So if you take a 2-door, you take a 4-door, you take a bower, 2-door, 4-door bower. I've never worked on an M3, meaning I've never taken an M3 down to this here, so I don't know the structural integrity of the M3.
The M3 is similar to this. It's a 2-door. Their shells are very similar. The only one that was different in terms of is the 4-wheel drive.
The IX.
Yeah, the IX, exactly.
The IX and the IX structural
and these 2 doors
and the IX structure and the pillarless is the same.
The shock towers and
the shock towers are moved.
Yeah.
Right. But on the not on the IX. Okay, so the IX, I'm not 100% sure of this part about it. But the pillarless has actually got bracing on the floor.
It must,
so what BMW has done is, because they've taken the structural integrity away on the roof side, they've compensated for that on your floors, on the sills.
They have to.
So they've re-braced the floors. That's actually the correct way. On the bowers don't have that.
Because I think the bowers still got the part of the quarter glass there. You see that quarter glass? I think that's they must have done it.
No, they've done nothing there. We've got 2 bowers strapped up there.
Yeah, but I'm saying what the factory has done, because the bower has still, you see the pillarless, all this is gone, so it takes away the strength. Now they still got this rub coming up here, and it's still got a quarter glass. Am I correct? And that they must have compensated that. That is giving it the strength.
Okay, so look, we can't argue with German engineers, right?
But
but still, I think me personally, this is my personal opinion. I'm not saying they are wrong.
Yes,
I got no right to judge them or to literally comment on it, but it's my personal opinion, and I think we're entitled to that. But I think that there's a flaw on the bower's structural.
You mean the structural integrity of it?
So meaning, it's not to say that the car is going to, if you're going to drive the car is going to bend or do whatever.
It means in an accident,
the car is not as strong
as this one,
as your coupes and all the other cars.
I would also, because we're in a structural game, you tend to look at all those points of it, and it does make sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
So meaning that, okay, so here's something to now think of, right? If you're buying a bower and you see that the guy has been in an accident, or you see those telltale signs of what we just spoke about now, those 3 items that we spoke about: repaint, gaps, and
well, basically your doors must be closing. They must be hanging and stuff like that. Painting, gaps. What we looked at.
What is the third thing? Okay, so anyway, those 3 items, right? Look at it. If you find that, do extra research and do extra homework on the bower.
Oh yes, the waves.
Oh yeah, waves. So there's paint, waves, and gaps.
Yes, and then there's one more thing. Like coming back to the bowers, especially. So because we're saying that the car's integrity is compromised because of no roof there. If you want to see whether the car is in the smash, and what will happen is the car will bend like it.
Yeah, but it's very hard to see that.
Then you can look at the bottom of it like this, and just sort of gauge whether
it's very hard to see it.
No, I'm saying, but that's basically will tell you a telltale sign.
So
because the gap at the bottom of the door will be like this, and you'll see that line not running straight.
But you saw how much of body filler we found on cars, right? Where the guys actually manipulate it.
Yes,
they actually manipulate it. So I've seen a car. We've seen that we've got okay, I'm not going to mention which guy it is. We've seen a car where, you remember, the B pillars were out.
Yeah.
On the car.
I remember.
They built up 2 centimeters. Huh? Okay, sorry about that. So we've actually had a car where the B pillars, so the B pillars are your center pillars. The B pillars were out on the vehicle, right? So the car was skew. they to compensate for the fender matching up to the door, they actually built up not 2 centimeters. It was like a centimeter of body filler.
And that's way out of, you know, I mean, that's too much of
No,
body
no, that's stupid. That.
Yeah,
So,
it's
and then they
crazy.
actually bent the door. Nah?
Yes.
They bent the door on top and bottom.
Bottom. Well, you know, they have to manipulate, so they'll
Yeah,
knock
but that's
things
not
in
manipulating.
place.
That's bullshit. Sorry, that's
Yeah.
bullshit. That's cuck.
Exactly.
So what happened was now when we started pulling the car correct, we actually pulled the car correct. We got the fenders out. We've actually had to now repair the doors and get everything else sorted out.
All the hidden
Back to call it factory
specs to almost,
compensate for now the car being correct.
Yes.
So guys, we can talk about this for ages. Okay.
So to come back to for the viewers to understand what is A, B, and C pillars. So it's basically from your roof, you see this front pillar here where your doors and your fenders. That's called an A pillar. The center post will be called your B pillar, and your back post there going down would be called your C pillar. And sometime on a 4-door, that piece coming down is called your C pillar. So A, B, and C.
All the cars had C pillars.
Yeah.
So it's just on the photos it changes.
No, I'm just saying that in case you know what a door, then they know
Okay.
what is a C pillar.
Okay, guys. I think I'm not gonna. Let's look. We are gonna be doing quite a few more videos. And again, I'm gonna repeat myself here. This is part of. This is coming from experience number 1. Years of experience in it. My experience, what I'm facing now. So it's not by the book. Again, if there is somebody that's watching that knows that has other experiences on the vehicle, you're welcome to contact me. You guys got my number. Drop me a comment. Add to it. If you'd like to pop in by the shop and see, you're welcome to.
It's just to educate everybody.
Yeah,
so
it's just
we
for
like to have
everybody's-
the community. I mean, everybody in this community come together and share stuff, and
100%.
that's how we learn. You know.
100%. And it's nice to know. Look, some of the viewers are not actually going to go through this, but it's also good to know what you're getting yourself into. And if you go to a panel beater and it tells you A, B, and C, you can actually tell them, hold on, go through these steps here. If the panel beater's got maybe different steps and stuff that we need to learn, tell us, advise us. We don't know everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? I'm only advising on what we are learning and have learned.
It's not about the industry is changing every day. This we're dealing with old cars,
But
the newer cars, like you said.
the nice thing is why we're concentrating on this is that we're doing quite a few of them.
Yes.
So we can tell you a lot about one
Exactly.
brand. Not
Yeah,
about
one brand. Yeah.
He does a lot of other cars, but this on my side, a lot on one brand. I can tell you a lot on this. Anyway, guys. Okay, let's end for the 3rd or 4th time. Let's end the video. Like, subscribe, share. You guys know what to do. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Sorry.
Okay.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.